Good morning. Thank you all for joining. We're just going to give a moment to clear the waiting room and make sure that folks have connected to audio. As a reminder, when you are entering from the waiting room, please do remain on mute unless or until you are appearing or providing testimony to the board. Good morning. This is a hearing before the licensing board for the city of Boston. Today is Wednesday, May 22nd, 2024. Today's hearing is being held pursuant to temporary amendments to the open meeting law. That is what allows us to meet virtually. Today's hearing is being recorded and will be posted to the city of Boston's website. Before I review procedural matters, I will introduce Chairwoman of the Board, Kathleen Joyce.
Good morning. My name is Kathleen Joyce, Chair of the Boston Licensing Board. Today I'm pleased to be joined by Commissioner Liam Curran and Commissioner Kiana Saxon.
Thank you. Please ensure that your audio and visuals are working properly. I will call each item in the order that it appears on this morning's agenda. I will then ask who is present on behalf of the licensee. You will then, of the applicant. You'll then make a brief presentation regarding your proposal, followed by questions by the chair and commissioners. Following questions, there will be an opportunity for testimony, beginning with elected officials or their representatives. For members of the public wishing to provide testimony, please limit your testimony to 2 minutes, and please state your name, address, and affiliation, if any. Calling the first item on this morning's agenda, item number 175 Cambridge Street, LLC, doing business as Gong Cha, located at 175 Cambridge Street, has applied for a common victualler license to be exercised on the above 850 square foot full service bubble tea with takeout on 1 floor. First floor has 10 seats and a food preparation area in the back without any flammable appliances. Bathroom in the rear of the first floor, storage in the rear of food preparation. Manager Ding Sun, hours of operation 11 a.m. to 9 p.m. Who's present on behalf of the applicant?
Hi, this is Ding Sun. I'm representing 175 Cambridge Street, doing business at Gong Cha.
Great, thank you for being with us. If you could please just briefly present the proposal to the board.
Sure. Good morning. My name is Ding Sun, and I'm the owner of the business franchising the Gong Cha brand. Gong Cha is globally recognized bubble tea brand with over 25 stores in Massachusetts and hundreds more across the United States. Our space at 175 Cambridge Street is approximately 850 square footage, featuring 10 seats and an ADA compliance restroom for customers. We will only provide bubble teas, and no food will be sold at the store. Our ingredients are carefully selected and ensure the best possible flavor and freshness. We are excited to bring the Gong Cha to the community at 175 Cambridge Street and looking forward to serve our customers.
Thank you. Thank you for that explanation. Is your plan to be open 7 days a week, 11 a.m. to 9 p.m.?
Yes, correct.
Okay. I have no questions at this time. Commissioners, do you have any questions?
I do not. Thank you.
None for me. Thank you.
Thank you. Are there any individuals who would like to testify on this matter?
Yes, Madam Chair, members of the board, Connor Newman with the Mayor's Office of Neighborhood Services. At this time, we'd like to defer to the judgment of this board. We're unaware of any concerns, but we ask that the applicant continue to work with the neighborhood and ensure that double parking is not an issue out front. With that, we'll defer to the board. Thank you.
Thank you. Are there any other individuals who would like to testify on this matter? Board will take this under advisement. Thank you.
Yeah, thanks.
Calling item number 2, which will be called together with item number 13, Shawmut Hudson LLC, doing business as Trillium, located at 401 Park Drive, holder of a common victualler license and also holder of a farmer brewery and winery pouring license, has petitioned to change the closing hour of the licensed business from 10:30 p.m. to 1 a.m. for the common victualler license and from 12 a.m. to 1 a.m. for the brewer and winery pouring license. Who's present on behalf of the applicant?
Good morning, Madam Chair, members of the board, Attorney Green, Tyler Hensler from Upton, Cannell, and Devlin here on behalf of Trillium. With me this morning is Brandon Keating, who's the manager of record at the Fenway location, and Marielle Watkins, who's the compliance manager at Trillium. We are again applying to extend the hours until 1 a.m. on the CV and the pouring licenses. And eventually, though it's not up at this hearing, on the entertainment, although that is non-live, one TV and ambiance background noise speakers. Nothing else will be changing at this time. We have attended Mayor's Office of Neighborhood Services, a Butters meeting, the Fenway Civic Association, and last night we met with the Audubon Circle Neighborhood Association, all generally supportive, as should be expected. They're a stellar operator, no violations at the city or the ABCC levels at this location or any of their locations throughout the Commonwealth. And before I conclude, I want to thank you for taking us out of order at 2 and 13. But with that, we're happy to take any questions.
Thank you, Attorney. We received a letter from Audubon Circle and they had in bold something about extended security measures. Was that discussed at your meeting last night?
I will have to go to Brandon. I was conflicted out. That was a last minute scheduling.
Okay.
So Brandon can speak to that.
Yeah, so they were worried about, extra noise being in the neighborhood, and I told them that I would reach out and see what we could get from the security team and what they are doing currently. And I told them that it was going to be a very tight window and was most likely not going to get a response before this meeting. And I do not have anything at this time for them, but I will have something eventually. It just was a really tight window for me to get something in black and white for them.
Sure. So the extended security measures were more having to do with sound.
Correct.
Okay. Have you guys had many sound complaints?
Zero.
Okay, zero.
We've had zero, yeah.
Okay. Thank you, Brandon. I don't have any questions. Commissioner Saxon, Commissioner Curran?
None for me, thank you.
No questions, thank you.
Thank you. Are there any individuals who would like to testify on these items number 2 and 13, beginning with elected officials or their representatives?
Yes, Madam Chair, members of the board, Connor Newman with the Mayor's Office of Neighborhood Services. This time, the Mayor's Office could defer to the judgment of this board. Can confirm that ONS held a Butters meeting on May 1st. There was a member of the broader community who had a number of questions that the applicant was able to address. And there was also a person who identified themselves as an abutter who expressed support for the proposal. They went on to meet with the Fenway Civic Association, which I understand voted to support the proposal. And then upon request, they connected with Audubon Circle and met with them last night. With that, we'll defer to the board at this time. Thank you.
Good morning, Madam Chair, members of the board. Here on behalf of District 8 City Councilor Sharon Durkin. The applicant met with neighborhood organizations and received a letter of support from the Fenway Civic Association. Councilor Durkin would also like to express support for both of the items. Thank you.
Thank you. Are there any other individuals who would like to provide testimony? Board will take these items under advisement. Thank you.
Thank you.
Calling item number 3, Northeastern University, located at 60 Belvedere Street, has applied for a lodging house dormitory license to be exercised on the above. 60 Belvedere is one of 2 buildings of the Sheraton Hotel on Dalton Street, of which Northeastern University is the tenant under lease. The building has 30 total floors, 25 of which are residential. There are 428 residential rooms in the building, which can accommodate up to 808 beds. There are 18 rooms per floor, for floors 6 through 29, 14 rooms on the 5th floor, and there is no basement area. There are 34 beds on each floor for floors 6 through 29 and 26 beds on the 5th floor. Manager Robert Austin, who is present on behalf of the applicant.
Yes, Robert Austin here. I am present, as well as we have other Northeastern University as well.
Good morning. Thank you, Rob. Good morning, Commissioner Joyce and Chair Joyce and Commissioners. My name is John Tobin, who along with Rob works at Northeastern University with the City and Community Engagement. I'm joined by many of my colleagues here at Northeastern, as well as the owners of the building and their council. So I want to thank you for this opportunity to be before you this morning. As stated by the Commissioner, this is for a long-term dorm license at 60 Belvedere Street. This is included in our PDA and our master plan. This enjoyed tremendous and overwhelming and unanimous neighborhood support and business support from surrounding businesses. And this is, like I said, a long-term lease for this tower. And we feel that we've satisfied all the requirements, and this is kind of our last step to have this ratified.
Thanks very much. I should know this, but the 5 non-residential floors, what are on those floors?
We're gonna mail Mike Glover, Lisa O'Mealy.
Hi,
O'Mealy's
hi,
my colleague.
Lisa O'Mealy from Northeastern University. I can answer those questions. The first floor, we have a lobby where it's just the central entrance to the building. The second floor is a mechanical space that is off access. The third floor is an amenity space. There is a small fitness center. There are some study rooms, some housing and residential life offices. The fourth floor is another mechanical space that is off access to anyone. The fifth floor is a combination of rooms and a few more other amenity areas, such as a central Amazon locker hub, a central package for mail and shipping for the students who live there.
Okay, thank you. Thank you all. I don't have any other questions. Commissioner Curran and Commissioner Saxon?
No questions for me. Thank you.
None from me either. Thank you.
Thank you. Are there any individuals who would like to testify on this matter, beginning with elected officials or their representatives?
Madam Chair, members of the board, Connor Newman with the Mayor's Office of Neighborhood Services. This time, the Mayor's Office like to defer to the judgment of this board. This went through a lengthy BPDA-led community process involving a variety of comments received from the IEG as well as the broader community. Ultimately, it was board approved by the BPDA January 18th. With that information, we'll defer to the board. Thank you.
Thank you. Are there any other individuals who would like to testify on this matter? Board will take this under advisement as well. Thank you.
Thank you, Commissioners.
Calling item number 4, Parm Copley LLC, located at 100 Huntington Ave, holder of a common victular 7-day all alcoholic beverages license, has petitioned to change the manager of the licensed business from Patrick Choi to Farouk Bazoun. Attorney Dennis Quilty. Attorney Quilty.
Good morning, Attorney Green, Madam Chair, members of the board. Dennis Quilty, attorney representing the licensee. With me this morning, Farouk Bazoun, who's the proposed manager of record. Mr. Bazoun is a Mass resident, a U.S. citizen, and has lengthy experience in the food and beverage industry. We look forward to answering any of your questions this morning. Thank you.
Thank you, attorney. Mr. Bazoun? I don't.
Yes.
Can you say hi again? Because I missed you.
Yes. Yes.
Oh,
Hello.
Hi, how are you? Are you
Good
familiar
morning.
with the rules and regulations of this board, the ABCC, and the laws of the Commonwealth pertaining to the sale and service of alcohol?
Yes, of course.
All right, thank you. What is your experience?
I've been an executive chef for 20 years, and I've been a corporate and food and beverage director for last 9 years.
Thanks, very helpful.
Of course.
I don't have any further questions. Commissioner Curran or Commissioner Saxon, do you?
I do not. Thank you.
No questions. Thank you.
Thank you. Are there any individuals who would like to testify on this matter? Board will take this under advisement. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Calling item number 5, SMG Newbury Restaurant LLC, doing business as Serafina, located at 235A Newbury Street, holder of a common victular 7-day wines and malt with liqueurs beverages license, has petitioned to change the manager of the licensed business from Derek Mellor to Jonathan Brackman, who is present on behalf of the applicant.
Thank you, Secretary Green, and good morning, Madam Chair, members of the board. Attorney Ryan Gosda on behalf of the licensee. With me this morning is Jonathan Brackman, who is the new proposed manager of record for Serafina on Newbury Street. Aside from the change of manager of record, there are no operational changes proposed, and Mr. Brackman is a U.S. citizen, a Massachusetts resident, is familiar with the rules and regulations regarding the sale and service of alcohol, and has experience in the food and beverage industry. He also was a previously approved manager of record by this board. Having said that, he is on the call to the extent that you have any questions.
Thank you, Attorney Gosda. I think I see Mr. Brackman on the iPhone. Thank you for joining us. I actually don't have any questions for you or for him. Commissioner Curran or Commissioner Saxon, do you?
I do not. Thank you.
No questions. Thanks.
Thank you. Are there any individuals who would like to testify on this matter? Seeing none, the board will take this under advisement. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Calling item number 6, Sodexo Operations LLC, doing business as The Lounge, located at 300 Logan Airport Terminal C in East Boston. Holder of an airport common victular 7-day all alcoholic beverages license, has petitioned to change the manager of the licensed business from Noah Smith to Kevin Radiker, who is present on behalf of the applicant. Do we have anybody on with us on behalf of the Sodexo Operations Lounge? We will take a second call. Calling item number 7, Patina Boss LLC, doing business as Banners Kitchen and Tap and Hub Hall, featuring Momo-san Ramen by Morimoto, located at 80 to 82 Causeway Street. Holder of a common victular 7-day all alcoholic beverages license, has petitioned to change the manager of the licensed business from Jacqueline Kelly to Dwight Hoover. And secondly, has petitioned for a change of officers LLC managers. Attorney Tom Miller. Attorney Miller.
Good morning, Chairwoman Joyce, Commissioners, Secretary Green, Tom Miller from McDermott, Quilty, Miller and Hanley in Boston on behalf of the licensee. I'm joined today by Dwight Hoover, the proposed manager of record for this license. Dwight is a U.S. citizen. He is a resident of Middleton, Massachusetts. He has extensive experience in the industry. He is familiar with the laws of the Commonwealth, the rules of the ABCC, and this board for the sale and service of alcoholic beverages. He's been with the licensee for more than 3 years. He's a previously approved manager of record in Somerville. He's worked in various roles, supervising the sale and service of alcohol for more than 20 years. He is immensely experienced in the industry. Second, there's an application to change the LLC manager. This is only at the corporate level. They're just shuffling people around at the corporate level. There'll be no change to the corporate structure and no change to the day-to-day operations from that portion of the license to the licensee. We want to thank you for hearing this application today, and we'd be happy to answer any questions you have.
Thanks, Attorney Miller. Thank you for joining us, Mr. Hoover. I don't have any questions for you or your attorney. Commissioner Curran, Commissioner Saxon, do you?
I do not. Thank you.
No questions, thanks.
Thank you. Are there any individuals who would like to testify on this matter? Board will take this under advisement as well. Thank you.
Thank you.
Item number 8 will be rescheduled to the next available hearing date at the request of the applicant. Calling item 9, Newbury Guest House, Inc., doing business as Newbury Guest House, located at 257 to 261 Newbury Street. Holder of an in-holder all alcoholic beverages license, has petitioned for the approval of a management agreement between Newbury Guest House, Inc. and Le Marie Restaurant, LLC. Who's present on behalf of the applicant?
My name is David Garabedian. I'm the owner of the hotel and the license. I'm joined by Lee Whitaker, executive chef and owner of Le Marie, LLC. Thank you all for hearing our request today. We are a 35-room boutique hotel that's been around in the neighborhood since 1990. We have 2 in-house restaurants. One is operated by Bateau LLC. That will not change. And Le Marie LLC will be located in the 259 space, the 1,200 square foot main floor restaurant, and the adjacent outdoor patio space as well. I'm happy to take any questions. And again, I'm joined by Lee Whitaker, the owner and executive chef.
Okay, that main restaurant, Le Marie, how many seats are going to be there? Just curious.
48.
You say 48?
48 seats.
Okay. Let me just take a quick look. Okay, at this time, I don't have any questions. Commissioner Curran or Commissioner Saxon?
I have no questions. Thank you.
Questions, thanks.
Thank you. Are there any individuals who would like to testify on this matter? Board will take this under advisement as well. Thank you.
Thank you.
Calling item number 10, D&D Hospitality LLC, doing business as Publico, located at 11 Dorchester Street in South Boston. Holder of a common victular 7-day all alcoholic beverages license, has petitioned for a change in ownership interest. Attorney Leslie Delaney Hawkins. Attorney Hawkins.
Thank you, Attorney Green. Madam Chair, Commissioners, Leslie Delaney Hawkins with the law firm of Prince Lobel. On behalf of the licensee, with me today is Theo Bugas. This is simply a change at the beneficial interest level to actually incorporate Mr. Bugas, who is the current manager of record. He is receiving an ownership interest based on his sweat equity to date. There are no other changes to operations. For the record, this also previously included an alteration of premise to include the outdoor dining on public property, but given the recent legislative changes and ABCC advisories, we were told that did not need to be addressed today, but that was originally part of this application, and there are no other changes proposed.
Thank you. I don't have any questions. Commissioner Curran or Commissioner Saxon?
I do not. Thank you.
No questions for me, thanks.
Thank you. Are there any individuals who would like to testify on this matter? Seeing none, the board will take this under advisement as well. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Calling item number 11, Flagship Restaurant Group LLC, doing business as Forcella, located at 33 North Square. Holder of a common victualler, 7-day wines and malt beverages with liqueurs license, has petitioned for a change of LLC managers, and secondly, has petitioned for a change in ownership interest. Attorney Dennis Quilty. Attorney Quilty.
Good morning again, Attorney Green, Madam Chair, members of the board, Dennis Quilty, attorney representing the licensee entity, Flagship Restaurant Group LLC. With me this morning are its principal, Shannon McGowan, and the new, hopefully approved member, Gaetano Trotta. The application before you is to take Ms. McGowan's 100% interest and divide it equally between she and Mr. Trotta, who have been longtime business partners. The end result being that would go ownership from Ms. McGowan at 100% to Ms. McGowan at 50%, Mr. Trotta at 50%, and both would also become LLC managers. And that is the extent of the application. No changes to the operations or any other matter at the location, and we are certainly happy to take your questions.
Thank you. Has Mr. Trotta been involved before in the business?
Mr. Trotta has been involved in other restaurants, has been involved in working here for a long time. He's a longtime restaurateur in the neighborhood, and this was just a recognition of his sweat equity in the building and his general leadership in the food and beverage industry.
Great. Thank you for that explanation. I don't have any questions. Commissioner Curran and Commissioner Saxon?
No questions for me. Thank you.
No questions, thanks.
Thank you. Are there any individuals who would like to testify on this matter? Board will take this under advisement as well. Thank you.
Thank you.
Calling item number 12, Arguedas Corporation, located at 30 Bennington Street in East Boston. Holder of a common victualler, 7-day wines and malt beverages with liqueurs license, has petitioned for a change of officers directors. Secondly, has petitioned for a change of stock interest. And lastly, has petitioned to change the manager of the licensed business from Ferdy Marlon Argueda to Rigoberto Restrepo. Attorney Mark White. Attorney White.
Good morning, Mr. Green, Madam Chair, members of the board. Mark White here for the petitioner, Arguedas Corporation. This is an intra-family transfer for nominal consideration. I'm here with Rigoberto Restrepo, who is a United States citizen, resident in Massachusetts, familiar with the rules and regulations of the ABCC and this board, and actually has extensive experience in food service and liquor service. He was actually the manager of record for the concern right next to this place, also at 32 Bennington Street for over 12 years. Again, nominal consideration. There's no change to operations whatsoever.
Thank you. Mr. Restrepo, how many hours a week do you plan on being on site as manager of record?
¿Cuántas horas a la semana vas a estar ahí?
Casi todo el tiempo.
40, por ahí, 30.
40 horas.
He says almost all the time, between 40 and 50 hours a week.
Were you present 40 or 50 hours a week at the previous place where you were manager of record?
¿Eres presente tanto en el último lugar?
Sí, pero no de noche. Sí, sí, en el día hasta cierta hora.
Pero todas las horas que usted puso, más o menos entre 40 y 50 la hora. Yes, he would say so.
Okay. Well, now, why did you remove yourself as manager of record next door to become manager of record here?
¿Por qué usted movió la licencia de Villares y ponerte aquí en este?
Porque se le da transferencia a mi hijo. Ya le dije,
Yeah, so the other transfer was to his son and his son's wife. And both of these bars, restaurants have been in the family. So, you know, they decided he was going to take over this one when his son took over and his wife took over the other one.
Yeah, I just don't understand why. We're familiar with both places, so
Yeah,
trying to wrap my head around why he's
I
doing that.
solo quiero saber por qué usted lo está haciendo. ¿Por qué movió de un lado al próximo, al...
por por el restaurante. Aquí es mi intención es cocinar. Ya, no podemos decir eso.
Y Ferdi no está presente.
Mi padre no está presente, el dueño de ella no está presente, el dueño de Yaqueta ya no está, él no le mantiene aquí.
So, ¿es usted que quiere levantar Bohemios?
Sí.
I mean, according to him, he wants to kind of bring up this place. You know, he's able to leave the other restaurant in the hands of his son and his son's wife. In this particular circuit, and again, they're all family members. So with this particular one, his experience level, he wants to get in there and maybe improve Bohemios, which again is next door to the other place, but they are two distinct restaurants. And again, they're both held within the same family.
Okay, I'll hold you to it that you'll be there 40 to 50 hours a week. Commissioner Curran, Commissioner Saxon, do you have any questions?
No, thank you.
No questions, thanks.
Thank you. Are there any individuals who would like to testify on this matter, beginning with elected officials or their representatives? Are there any other individuals who would like to provide testimony on this item? The board will take this under advisement. Thank you.
Thank you.
Item 13 has been previously called as item number 2. Calling item number 14, Locali Inc., doing business as Locali, located at 350 to 352 Hanover Street. Holder of a common victualler, 7-Day Wines and Malt Beverages with Liqueurs license, has petitioned to amend the description of the licensed business from approximately 800 square feet of space located on first floor of premises, which includes kitchen, 9 tables and 18 seats. All entrances and exits are located on Hanover Street, to 1,305 square foot restaurant located on first floor, to include kitchen, dining area with seating for 30, storage in kitchen and behind bar. All patron exits entrances are located on Hanover Street. Who's present on behalf of the applicant?
Thank you, Secretary Green, Madam Chair, members of the board, Attorney Jeff Drago with Drago and Toscano, here on behalf of the licensee Jen Matarazzo. We are seeking, as was mentioned, a change of description of the premises, which is currently at 352 Hanover Street, Locali Restaurant. This proposal would expand into 350 Hanover Street, the adjacent building. My client has operated successfully for the last 10 years, had the ability to expand and make this restaurant into a larger location. What this expansion would do is relocate bathrooms, expand the kitchen area, add a new bar with seating and some additional seating, going from 800 square feet to 1,305, and seeking to increase the capacity at its current 18 seats to 30. We met with the community, the abutters, and both NURA and NUNIC civic associations who supported the application. All of the work will be housed inside except for signage on the exterior. I can pause to answer any questions that the board may have.
Thank you, Attorney Drago. You're doing a great job. I don't have any questions at this time.
Thank you, Madam Chair.
No questions for me, thank you.
None for me, thank you.
Thank you. Are there any individuals who would like to testify on this matter, beginning with elected officials or their representatives?
Yes, Madam Chair, members of the board, Connor Newman with the Mayor's Office of Neighborhood Services. At this time, the Mayor's Office would like to defer to the judgment of this board. Can confirm the applicant reached out to the 2 relevant civic associations in the area, NUNIC and NURA. Both didn't have any concerns regarding this proposal and opted for non-opposition. With that, we'll defer to the board. Thank you.
Thank you. Are there any other individuals who would like to testify on this matter? Board will take this under advisement. Thank you.
Thank you.
Calling item 15, Sri Kano Inc., doing business as Jamie's Variety, located at 113 H Street in South Boston. Holder of a retail package store wines and malt beverages license, has petitioned to change the category of the license from a retail package store wines and malt beverages to a retail package store all alcoholic beverages. Attorney Kristen Scanlon. Attorney Scanlon.
Morning, Madam Chair, members of the board, Attorney Green, Kristen Scanlon for the licensee applicant. Signed on with us this morning is Andy Patel, who is the owner of Jamie's Variety. As Attorney Green mentioned, we're here seeking an upgrade of the existing beer and wine package store license to include all alcohol. Jamie's Variety is a market and convenience store, which Andy has owned for approximately 12 years. For the past 5 years or so, they've had a beer and wine license, and during that time have been an exemplary licensee. Andy also owns another store with an all alcohol license in Brighton, Wine Basket and Spirits, which he's had for 10 plus years. By way of background, the store itself is approximately 1,300 square feet. And since he's owned it, they upgraded the store entirely, also bringing in several new products at the request of the neighborhood. From what you would expect from any local neighborhood market, they offer anything from a small selection of grocery items, dairy, produce, bread, eggs, cheese, snacks, dry goods, medicine, and obviously the last 5 years they've had beer and wine as well. The hours of operation are currently 8 a.m. to 10 p.m. Friday and Saturday, and 8 a.m. to 9 p.m. Sunday through Thursday. Those hours are not proposed to change. They technically are licensed right now to 11 p.m., but don't usually stay open that late. Secondly, and I understand from talking to Andy and going through this process that there was first a concern, which I think is notable when they added beer and wine, that they would take away the existing market offerings, the non-alcoholic product and offerings in the store when they added beer and wine. And to the contrary, when the beer and wine came in 5 years ago, just the opposite happened. They added more groceries and more store offerings and are always ready and willing to do so at the request of their customers, which is largely a part of their request today. There are several items that have become popular, like hard seltzers, your High Noon brand, for instance, that customers are regularly looking to get, but obviously they're currently restricted from selling products like that in the market with the current license. They're certainly with an upgrade of their license dedicated to not offering nips, which would alleviate any litter concern in the neighborhood, and are dedicated to not offering singles as well. They clean up the storefront constantly regardless, and that will continue. I know the board sometimes is concerned on whether or not they use third-party delivery services, which they do not at this time, and don't have any plans to do so either. As far as public need is concerned, and as I indicated, many customers have expressed a desire for the business to upgrade the license. When we attended the Mayor's Office of Neighborhood Services, a Butters meeting, it was widely attended with dozens of people speaking in very strong support. To share some of those comments, because I think several were noteworthy, and to relate to the board to let you know the type of business that you would be awarding this upgraded license to. Some of those comments were from a father who said he had 3 small children, and as a young family, very much in favor of it. He said Jamie's Variety is the best neighbor you can ask for. Several people echoed those sentiments, saying that it's a friendly store and staff, a family atmosphere. A lifelong Southie resident chimed in saying that Jamie's is the only true neighborhood store left. Doesn't mean they're from the old neighborhood, but they know everybody's name, and that they indicated they go out of their way to shop at Jamie's no matter where they are in Southie, and said that the employees and the owner there are second to none. Also indicated that it was a one-stop friendly shop. And I think the most notable and noteworthy one that hopefully will make you laugh said that it's the best, it's clean, they're totally in support, and please give him a license so I don't have to walk all the way to Broadway and make sure he sells Jameson. Gate of Heaven also attended the hearing and said that they echo what everyone else said, or meeting, sorry, and support the upgrade wholeheartedly. At this time, happy to answer any questions or concerns the board might have regarding the request.
Thank you, attorney. Thank you for joining us today. So you've agreed to no nips, no singles.
Correct.
You had an abutters meeting. We don't have any letters of support or opposition. Do you have any forthcoming, or was there anything else that you want to share about the community process?
We can have them forthcoming, and I can share the comments with you that I have. But I know that they would have several residents that would be happy to reiterate that support in writing to the board.
Okay, so as far as the current floor space, are you planning on expanding, taking away? How are you going to add the all alcohol to what you offer right now as far as beer and wine? Like,
No, they're not planning on taking away from any existing offerings. They would just limit and reduce what's currently forward facing in the store. So for instance, instead of having 5 bottles of the same wine, it might be 2 or 3 to accommodate the spirits that would come in on the shelving area. So the floor print wouldn't change for what they're offering.
okay, and where is the closest place to 113 H Street where they sell all alcohol?
Approximately 3 blocks away.
Commissioner Curran or Commissioner Saxon, do you have any questions?
Do I have this right? I'm looking at about 5 licenses that are within 0.3 miles. Is that correct?
Yes, but many are liquor stores and not the market that offers grocery items, medicine, dry goods, kind of one-stop shopping, as I indicated.
Okay. With regard to your expanded offerings, you got this. Is there anything you're offering that can't be got at these 5?
They do want to emphasize some local brands that might not be offered at those. And again, I think it's more of a convenience aspect for the type of market they are. You know, there are other liquor stores, but it's something that the residents really want to see and keep in this area.
Okay. That's all I have right now. May have something after comments. Thank you.
No questions for me. Thank you.
Thank you. Are there any individuals who would like to testify on this matter, beginning with elected officials or their representatives?
Madam Chair, members of the board, Connor Newman with the Mayor's Office of Neighborhood Services. At this time, the Mayor's Office would like to defer to the judgment of this board. Can confirm an ONS abutters meeting was held. There was robust support expressed by members of the community. Our office ended up receiving 5 letters of support, which I can make sure is being forwarded to the board right now as we speak. Many members of the community that were on testified to the character of the operator. And we understand that the applicant was in touch with the relevant civic group, the Gate of Heaven Neighborhood Association. That information will defer to the board. Thank you.
Thank you. Are there any other individuals who would like to provide testimony? Seeing none, the board will take this under advisement as well. Thank you.
Thank you.
Calling item number 16, PQT Inc. doing business as Green Gardens Liquor and Deli, located at 35 West Milton Street in Hyde Park. Holder of a retail package store all alcoholic beverages license has petitioned to transfer the license from the above to VJ Partners Inc. doing business as Green Gardens Liquor and Deli at the same location. Vedilson Pina, manager, 11 p.m. closing hour. Updating the description of premise to the premises to be licensed is located on the ground floor of a 2-story standalone building with 1 room on the ground floor and basement for storage, with 1 entrance in the front, 1 exit on the side, and 1 exit in the rear. And additionally, has petitioned to pledge the license to PQT Inc. Just for the board's awareness, this transfer has already been previously approved by the board at the time of that hearing. The pledge was not included at that hearing, so that is the subject of this morning's hearing. With that, Attorney Tom Truex. Attorney Truex.
Attorney Green, thank you. Madam Chair, members of the board, Attorney Tom Truex, appearing on behalf of the proposed transferee VJ Partners Inc. As Attorney Green has indicated at our last hearing, there was an approval. I'm not sure how the pledge got left out, but I did mention it. So I'll re-mention it. As part of the hearing last time, I mentioned that there was financing involved, there's seller financing involved, they're financing 50% of the purchase price. And as part of the additional collateral for that loan, the the sellers are requesting a pledge of the license. I'll be happy to answer any other questions you may have.
Thanks, Attorney, for coming back. I have no questions. Commissioner Carr and Commissioner Saxon.
No questions for me, thank you.
None for me, thank you.
Thank you. And are there any individuals who would like to testify on this matter? Board will take this under advisement as well, and thank you for reappearing for the pledge.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Calling item number 17, Qdoba Restaurant Corporation doing business as Qdoba Mexican Eats, located at 17 to 23 Forsyth Street. Holder of a common victualler 7-day wines and malt beverages license has petitioned to transfer the license and the location from the above to Evergreen Eatery Inc., doing business as Evergreen Eatery and Cafe, located at 154 Green Street in Jamaica Plain. Premise consists of 2,200 square foot ground level restaurant with a dining area, a kiosk area, and a kitchen with storage room. Also a 1,500 square foot outdoor seasonal patio, March to October on private property. Bill Paik, manager, closing hour 10 p.m. both inside and outside. Secondly, the applicant has petitioned to change the classification of its license to a wines, malt beverages, and liqueurs license pursuant to the authority contained in Chapter 481 of the Acts of 1993. And lastly, the applicant has petitioned to remove the following conditions from its license: A, no bar; B, alcohol service with food only; and C, patio to be staffed at all times. Who is present on behalf of the applicant?
Attorney James McCall and Attorney Patrick Troy on behalf of Evergreen and Mr. Phil Paik.
Thank you very much. If you could please briefly present the proposal to the board.
As the board just said, Qdoba is looking to transfer the license to Evergreen. There would be no mortgage. Mr. Paik is a U.S. citizen. He's a resident of the Commonwealth. He's familiar with the rules and regulations of the city of Boston and the ABCC, and he has 33 years experience in the food and beverage industry. He's previously held similar licenses at Village Sushi and Grill in Roslindale, and for the past 27 years, a license at JP Seafood on Center Street in Jamaica Plain, which is absolutely a beloved destination, not just for the residents of Jamaica Plain, but for the entire city and surrounding areas. I know the proposal has the support of the Jamaica Plain Neighborhood Council. One thing I would like to point out is that the prior license held by Qdoba on Forsyth Street was right at Northeastern University, which is why I would suggest to the board, perhaps that's why there was no bar, alcohol service with food only, etc. Mr. Paik at Evergreen Restaurant, the dimensions are in the proposal. There's currently like a 6-person coffee bar, which there would be 6 stools, and Mr. Paik would ask permission to have the customers be able to sit there and, of course, have food and a beverage. And with respect to the change of having adding liqueurs to the malt and wine, Mr. Paik is available to answer any specific questions. He's deeply respected in the community. As I said, JP Seafood has been in business for a total of 33 years. And during the 27 years that he's held a license there, there's been absolutely no violations whatsoever. And also for the board's information, there would be no mortgage on the transfer of this sale. It would be completely funded privately. And Mr. Paik is available to answer any questions.
Thank you, Attorney. Thank you, Mr. Paik, for joining us. I'm just going to run through the manager record questions first, and then I'll get into some questions about the application, about the transfer. Are you a citizen?
Yes, I am.
Are you a resident of Massachusetts?
Yes, I am.
And we've heard about your experience in the food and beverage industry. Are you familiar with the rules and regulations of this board, the ABCC, and the laws of the Commonwealth pertaining to the sale and service of alcohol?
Yes, I am.
Okay, and I just want to get on the record. I know you want to add liqueurs. Could you describe how that's going to help your menu offerings and why you would want to add liqueurs to this license?
Well, we are actually very popular destination as well. We've been
ever since the inception of Evergreen, which is about 7 years. You know, the brunch is the most popular. We love to have a complimentary alcoholic beverage service there, and having the liquor would be great to have some of the mixed drinks.
Okay. I'm satisfied with that. Commissioner Curran and Commissioner Saxon, do you have any questions?
I do not. Thank you.
No questions, thanks.
Thank you. Are there any individuals who would like to testify on this matter, beginning with elected officials or their representatives?
Yes, Madam Chair, members of the board, Connor Newman with the Mayor's Office of Neighborhood Services. This time, the Mayor's Office deferred to the judgment of this board. I believe previously this applicant has gone through a community process regarding a similar proposal, but this time around they met with the JPNC, where they were very well received. I see Michael has his hand raised, so I'll let him speak more to that. But at this time, we're unaware of any concerns. We'll defer to the board. Thank you.
Thank you very much. I do see Mr. Reskin's hand raised. Mr. Reskin, you may please provide your testimony.
My name is Michael Reiskind. I live at 425 South Huntington Avenue in Jamaica Plain, member of the Jamaica Plain Neighborhood Council and chair of its Public Service Committee. We had a neighborhood hearing on this issue on April 2nd. Mr. Paik was present and presented the request. He's a longstanding and outstanding business owner in the neighborhood. As mentioned, he successfully operates another restaurant with an alcohol license. This business, Evergreen Eatery, is a stalwart business in the neighborhood. And he had overwhelming support at the meeting and multiple letters of support from the neighbors, especially the upstairs residential neighbors. It's a mixed-use community. And people came from the upstairs apartments to support him strongly. He really does need this alcohol license with liqueurs to go up to the next level so that this restaurant can thrive in this location. There are 3 parking spaces that have been cut out of the property right along Green Street, and there is a parking lot across the street presently available for parking. So we urge you to approve this transfer of the Qdoba license to Evergreen Eatery. Thank you.
Thank you. Are there any other individuals who would like to testify on this matter? Board will take this under advisement as well. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Calling item number 18, Work Hub Boston LLC, doing business as the Substation, located at 4228 Washington Street in Roslindale, has applied for a general on-premise all alcoholic beverages license to be exercised on the above 7,100 square foot historic building being used as a multi-purpose venue with 2 floors, 3 entrances, 3 exits. The main floor is one large room with 34-foot ceilings and a usable floor area of 2,898 square feet. It includes a walk-in refrigerator with 12 beer taps and a bar. The lower level includes 1,880 square feet of community space, 425 square feet of private offices, as well as bathrooms, a hallway, gallery, and mechanicals for the building, together 897 square feet. Manager Adam Rogoff, closing time 11 p.m. Who's present on behalf of the applicant?
I am. I'm Adam Rogoff, and I'm here with my business partner, Laura Charles. Attorney Green, Madam Chair, and commissioners. I should say I'm an attorney in my other capacity, but I'm here as a business owner and in a personal capacity. This is far from what I normally practice. So the business is Work Hub Boston, which we do business as the Substation. Laura is going to talk a little bit more about the operations, but it's important to know the history of the building where we occupy. It is a historic building located over Adams Park in Roslindale. It was owned by the MBTA and boarded up for 40 years. And it had a community-driven process that worked on renovating the building, getting the building into active use as a way to contribute to the community and give it as a boost for economic development. I had done that as a volunteer for 20 years in that process, and somehow and later on have become a business owner, but that was not my intent initially. We have been, Laura will explain a little bit more, but we've controlled the whole building for about 2 years. And we've been before this board for many, many one-day licenses for activations that we have in the building. And we feel like that is the best demonstration of the need, because the more we program, the more people are showing up. And there's a real diversity of programming. And that is also important because there have been licenses that have left Rosendale Village. And so as we want to be able to give people more options for what we do. We've had an abutters meeting. We've also had a meeting with we've been in communication with the West Village Neighborhood Group, but also with Rosendale Village Main Street and the Rosendale Business Group. I believe you've gotten some letters in support as a result of that. I am a U.S. citizen. I'm a resident of Massachusetts. I have a familiarity with the rules and regulations of the ABCC and this board. And management, and I have learned over the last 2 years of the many events that we've done around the managing of a bar, and Laura can explain a little bit more about her own experience as well. So go ahead.
All right. Hello, I'm Laura Charles, Adam's business partner in this venture, and I'm just going to share a little bit more about the business operations and the programming that we've been running over the past several years, and also a bit more kind of about the overall mission and vision of the business and how it aligns with the community interests and needs. As Adam mentioned, he's been involved in kind of the community mobilization in the redevelopment of this building. And so there's been a long history of listening and really understanding what the community wants to see here and how they want to participate. So we right now are running a combination of co-working, private event rentals, and public events. We call them community events, and we've also been running a beer hall in the fall and the spring for the past 2 years. We've had 5 different brewery partners who themselves have been getting one-day licenses through this board to operate on weekends, Fridays and Saturdays. And then we ourselves have also been applying for our own licenses for a variety of activations, anything from club nights and dance parties to community concerts. And I'll talk a little bit more about some of the other specific programming that we have done both ourselves and in partnership with other organizations. So a couple of the reasons that we are seeking our own liquor license rather than just continuing with the one-day licenses, as Adam mentioned, we've seen some liquor licenses leave Rosendale, and there is a continued need and interest, as we see from people showing up every time we open to the public. And the beer hall that we've been running as our most regular opportunity to stay open to the public has been successful, but it hasn't been fully inclusive. Located in Rosendale, which is a very diverse neighborhood, also, immediately abutted by Mattapan, Hyde Park, Jamaica Plain, some of the more diverse neighborhoods in Boston. We've had people approach us with interest for collaborations and events that they ultimately don't work with us on because we are only able to get beer and wine licenses as part of the one-day licenses. So we've had people approach us with interest in Latin nights and Caribbean brunches, and ultimately decide to go elsewhere outside of their own community because we're not able to accommodate the full variety of beverage options that they see as important to the success of their own events. So with our kind of goal and mission of being a true community and inclusive space, we feel that the full liquor license is essential for us to be able to do that. And also for the sustainability of our business, we have seen repeatedly and we hear from people that they want us to stick around, they want us to do more of the programming. And being able to operate our own bar is obviously going to contribute to increased revenue for the business and ultimately allow us to be more sustainable as a business. Some of the programming that we have run that has been enhanced by alcohol service, beer and wine, up to this point. We've hosted many community fundraisers. Roslindale Open Studios has been here 2 years in a row, and we will do that again this year. Porch Fest, we've had spoken word and open mic nights. We've had film screenings and circus performance, live music, like I said, club nights and dance parties. So it's really been a wide variety of activations that we have done so far. We actually just had our first movie night last weekend, and just feel that the community is going to continue to show up for more of these, the more that we are able to do. And the alcohol service is really one of the crucial things that's going to allow us to run more of this programming.
So I think we're able to take any questions if you like.
Thank you both. You actually answered the 2 questions I had, so I appreciate you putting a lot of thought into your application. It really does sound like it's a good community space, and I think should you be granted an alcohol license if one became available, it sounds like you'd be providing an amenity to the neighborhood. So that's one of my comments. Other comment is there's a lot of excitement around this application. So we're keeping our fingers crossed that we do end up with some more licenses. And thank you for working so well with our staff with your rotating 1 days. On many levels, it would help us too. Processing
Sure.
those 1 days. But I only have positive comments. I've yet to visit your spot, but I know a lot of members of my staff have. I can tell you that. So with that, I'm going to turn it over to Commissioner Curran and Commissioner Saxon, see if they have any questions or comments.
I have nothing to add. Thank you.
No questions from me. Thank you.
Thank you. We'll see if there are any individuals present with us who would like to provide testimony, beginning with elected officials or their representatives.
Madam Chair, members of the board, Connor Newman with the Mayor's Office of Neighborhood Services. At this time, the Mayor's Office would like to defer to the judgment of this board. ONS hosted a Butters meeting on April 22nd. That was very positive. A number of residents expressed strong support for the proposal. As you heard from the applicant's testimony, they've also done extensive outreach with different stakeholders in the neighborhood as well. We're unaware of any concerns at this time. We'd like to defer to the judgment of this board. Thank you.
Thank you. Are there any other individuals who would like to testify on this matter? Great. The board will take this under advisement as well. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Calling item number 19, Yanera Supermarket, Inc., located at 260 East 8th Street in South Boston, holder of a retail package store wines and malt beverages license, has petitioned to change the category of the licensed business from a retail package store wines and malt beverages to retail package store all alcoholic beverages. Who is present on behalf of the applicant?
Hi, good morning. Maxia Guerrero here.
Okay, thank you, Ms. Guerrero. If you could please just briefly present to the board the proposed change and the reason for the proposal.
Thank you. As I said, my name is Maxia Guerrero. I'm the store and license manager of the Gennaro Supermarket. For those who do not know us, we are a convenience store of about 1,300 square footage. It's a family-owned and operated business. We have been here since 2003, so a little over 20 years. We sell a variety of different products to ensure that we're serving all the families of our communities as best as possible, such as groceries, produce, dairy, and now beer and wine. Back in 2022, the city granted us the retail package store license for wines and malt beverages. And before you today, I am requesting a change of category to retail store alcoholic beverages. We began to make sales of beer and wine at our location in April of 2023, and we are very grateful for the opportunity given. We've had no violations, have followed procedure, are aware of all the rules and regulations regarding sales, and it's helped us immensely generate more business, and in fact has brought a new clientele to our location. Our customers have been requesting a different variety of alcohol options in addition to the beer and wine, and we would like to make it available to them. And in addition to that, due to the new clientele and even our prior clientele, it's allowed us to bring more options of groceries requested as well. We had our butter meetings with the community hosted on April 25th. With that being said, our goal is to offer additional alcohol beverages while maintaining the food products that we already sell within the same space. We plan on using our current storefront and our current storage space to maintain the products and continue to make our weekly orders to maintain that we have everything that our customers need and are asking for. The idea behind the request is for our customers to come into one place aside from being able to buy beer and wine and be able to get their groceries, their produce, their dairy all in one location. We want to continue to make our location a place for options for our clients. Thankfully, the business is doing very well, and we want to continue to do the best that we can to ensure that we stay in the community of South Boston. We've been here for many, many years. We know all of the families, all of the children that have grown up within the last 20 years. We get amazing comments from our clients, just very appreciative of the fact that we are still here. So we want to continue to do so. And by doing so, is providing them with their needs and making things easy for them to save our clients time. So with that, I just hope that the city can support our request, and I thank you for your time.
Thank you for that presentation. Just a couple questions. What is your plan for selling nips and singles?
We don't want to sell nips, just in the thought of making sure that the community stays clean and safe. We do sell singles right now, so we plan on still continuing to do so. Our customers have been asking for things that our license doesn't permit us to sell at the moment, kind of like high noons and those kind of alcohol beverages, which is what we're looking to add.
Okay, will you be removing any floor space to add the all alcohol products?
No, our intention is to put less in the storefront right now. So for example, if we have 2 aisles of a specific wine, we'll remove an aisle to add another product. So we plan on keeping the same for both grocery and wine.
And then we have not received any letters of support or opposition. Do you have any sort of community process, or are there any comments, written comments you can provide us?
I can add them forthcoming as well.
Did you have any community process?
I had the Butters meeting on April 25th.
Okay.
Yeah.
Commissioner Curran or Commissioner Saxon, do you have any questions?
Not at this time, thank you.
No questions from me. Thank you.
Thank you. Are there any individuals who would like to testify on this matter, beginning with elected officials or their representatives?
Yes, Madam Chair, members of the board, Connor Newman with the Mayor's Office of Neighborhood Services. This time we'd like to defer to the judgment of this board. Can confirm an abutters meeting was held. I believe it was May 1st. It was lightly attended. The applicant did reach out to Dorchester Heights, which is a local civic group. We're unaware of any concerns at this time. We don't have any letters in opposition or support. If any do come in, we'll make sure to forward them to the board. With that, we'll defer. Thank you.
Thank you. Are there any other individuals who would like to testify on this matter? Thank you. The board will take this under advisement as well.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. And we will take a second call, as it does appear that Mr. Radiker has joined us. So back to item number 6. So Dexo Operations LLC, doing business as The Lounge, located at 300 Logan Airport Terminal C in East Boston, holder of an airport common victualler 7-day alcoholic beverages license, has petitioned to change the manager of the licensed business from Noah Smith to Kevin Radiker. Thank you, Mr. Radiker, for joining us. I'm just going to ask you to unmute. It looks like you are on mute currently.
Good morning. I apologize for my tardiness.
No worries. Thank you for being with us. Is it possible to turn your, it doesn't look like we can turn your camera on.
Yeah, my computer's showing me that the camera's on, but I can't see myself on the computer. So I have the app on, I have the browser on, and neither one of them are showing me on camera. So I'm not sure exactly what's going on with it.
All right, Chairman Joyce, would you like to proceed?
Sure. Mr. Radiker, are you a citizen?
Yes, I am.
Do you live in Massachusetts?
Yes, I do.
Do you have experience in the food and beverage industry?
Yes, I do.
And are you familiar with the rules and regulations of our board, the ABCC, and the laws of the Commonwealth pertaining to the sale and service of alcohol?
Yes.
Thank you. Commissioner Curran and Commissioner Saxon, do you have any questions?
I do not, thank you.
No questions. Thanks.
Thank you. Are there any individuals who would like to testify on this matter? Seeing none, the board will take this under advisement, and thank you again, Mr. Radiker, for joining us.
Thank you.
Those are all the items before the board this morning that will adjourn this hearing, and the board will convene to vote tomorrow at 10 a.m. Notice has been posted to the city's website. Thank you all and enjoy the rest of your day.
Thank you.